Hey guys, today we are going to do a pick a card reading. We're using the White Spell Tarot, the Black and Gold Tarot, and the After Tarot. And we're going to use some Moonology cards. So I'm going to attempt to make like a clock, a circle, and then the Oracle cards will go in the center. There's four of them drawn, one for each quarter. So I'm going to give you a minute to decide which group you're going to be in. This is group one, this is group two, and this is group three. Hey, group one. So I wanted you to get a kind of a view of your year. A couple of things here. This is not overly negative. It's not overtly positive either. This feels like a very much like a transition year for you, particularly towards the end of the year. November, December feels like there's a lot of conflict that's going to be bubbling up, which isn't really a big surprise. Um, what I always say to people is, you know, that time of year, there's a lot of family functions, there's a lot of social um, events, and and so that can lead to some real unhappiness, right? So definitely towards the end of 2024, prepare yourselves for some drama. So, sorry, you got my remote in there. Your underlying energy, which is going to last from now until about January, is the Emperor, and your dreams need a practical plan. So, the Moonology card is a full moon, right? So, there's something that's about to come to an end. It could be with the Taurus, it doesn't have to be. Uh, but there is something that's about to come to an end. And you need to be very strategic about it. You have to think about, like, okay, if this relationship ends, what am I going to do? If you're living with your partner, maybe you have to find a new place to live. Um, if you were relying on them to help pay the bills, how do I make sure my bills are paid, right? Um, if this is about career, which is kind of more what I'm picking up, maybe you're not happy at your job. And you're like, oh my god, like I gotta figure this out. This is screw. This is I can't say it because I'm gonna get I'm not monetized on YouTube, anyways. But you're feeling very stressed. That's the point. You're feeling very very stressed. Um, and maybe you're thinking like, oh, I shouldn't have gone into writing. I shouldn't have gone into acting. Here's the thing. You should, but you have to have a practical plan. You can't go into on the second channel, I'll talk about this. But you can't go into writing thinking, oh, I'm going to, make $1 million writing a blog. Because it does happen, but what is the blog about? How are you going to attract your audience in? So that's what they're telling you here. You have to have a practical plan. So we're gonna start January. This Moonology card is for January, February, and March. You need to step out of your comfort zone. In January, we have the Three of Pentacles. So there could be a social event or something that you've been asked to, and you're like, I don't know, I don't really want to. I'd rather just stay inside with some hot cocoa. I just had a bunch of social stuff, and my battery needs to be recharged. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. If you if you really really need to say no, please say no. Don't force yourself to go out um, to a social event, even if it is for work, because your mental health is more important than anything else. However, um, if the discomfort is coming more from, I'm not going to know anybody, or, you know, I'm going to feel really weird about going, at least go for a little bit because there's something there that's going to happen. The Three of Pentacles to me is about working together. It's also about coming together, like a social thing. Um, for me, threes always talk about something social. So go to this event if you can, or again, feel free to say no. Maybe you're the type of person who doesn't like to say no, and in 2024, maybe you need to start being like, no, 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 no. I gotta take care of me now. In February, we have the Eight of Pentacles. You're gonna start to see some manifestations come to fruition. So whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been manifesting, it's gonna come back to you. One thing I want to say here is when we're manifesting, make sure we're manifesting good things. Um, so, oh, he's cheating on me, he's cheating on me. Or, oh, she's just gonna treat me bad. Or they're not going to be very nice to me, they're not gonna like me. Those are bad manifestations. They're going to like you. She's going to treat you right. He's not going to cheat on you. Um, you know, Focus on what you actually want. Because in February you're gonna be reaping these, and you could be feeling a little bit uncomfortable with this. You could be like, if it's some money that you're bringing in, you'd be like, oh my god, like I don't deserve this, but you do, and that's really important for you to hear. You do deserve it. In March, you're gonna be burdened. It's a Ten of Wands, so this burden is coming to an end. If you've been doing extra work, or if you've been covering for someone, this is where you're gonna start to say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna do your job for you. Um, if there's an issue in a relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic or whatever, this is where you say, you know what? I need you to treat me with respect. I need you to, not be so douchey towards me. So, April, May, and June, we have Believe in the Impossible. So, what I always tell people is growing up, I was told you can't make money writing. You are never going to make it, blah, blah, blah. And for sure, I'm not a New York Times bestselling author yet. But I know it's possible. I have seen it time and again where it's happened. I make decent money. Like, I'm not a millionaire, but I don't know that I want to be. Um, Getting back on track though, believe in the impossible. If you want to be an artist, be an artist. You know, when we do what we love, spirit, the universe will find a way to bring things for you. And in their view, nothing you say is silly. If you say like I want to be a billionaire, okay then. It's not just about manifesting like, oh, I want to be a billionaire so bad. It's okay, I want to be a billionaire and I'm going to start taking these steps to get there. So in April, we start with the Three of Swords. There's a little bit of heartbreak. So if this is if this is a romantic, maybe the relationship has come to a natural conclusion, or maybe you're starting to realize that like, oh, this person is not for me. This person is not who I thought they were. They're not what I want right now. This could also be the untethering of a job. Remember, when we manifest, some things that happen are going to feel very counterintuitive. Like, oh, why am I losing my job? Like, this is horrible. But then you get a new job, and it's the best thing ever, right? So, so in April, you might feel some type of way. But remember, whatever you're manifesting, whatever it is that this big impossible dream you have, it's probably starting to come together for you. And we see here in May that you have the Ace of Swords. This is a victory. This is something really, really cool. I've said this before, but swords to me always talk about something logical. Um, so this is probably something to do with school or work or something career oriented. So so after this heartbreak here, we immediately go to this brand new beginning. Aces for me always represent something brand new. So, maybe you take that leap of faith and you're like, yes, I'm gonna go on that audition, or I'm gonna write that book, or I'm going to sing that song. I'm gonna put together that record. Whatever it is, whatever it is, in May, I feel like you're gonna really take that leap of faith, and you're gonna start doing the thing, and it's gonna lead to a brand new beginning. In June, you're gonna be looking back at the past, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, like, were things better? Maybe I shouldn't have done what I did." And what you're being told here is, don't look back at the past. Okay, looking back at the past is going to let people set traps for you. In one of my other decks, I think it's the after deck. No, this is the after deck. Oh no, it's not. In the after deck, you see the man, and then you see like a little rope where he gets trapped. And so what I'm advising you here is, don't look back at the past. It's okay to like have that feeling, that nostalgic feeling, but don't continuously look back and say, "Oh, my life was so much better when XYZ." Because that's going to lead you right into a trap, and you're going to end up in the same cycle that you just got out of. So for July, August, and September, we have a new start is coming. There is something big coming your way. So, a new cycle, a new book of your life or in your life. But this is something that to me feels very peaceful, very like, okay, yeah, you got this. And we start with the Chariot. So after June, when you're kind of maybe looking back at the past and feeling a little bit nostalgic, now you're looking towards the future and you're starting to move. And this could be something metaphorical. Like, I'm moving towards my goals. I'm moving towards this new life that I want. I'm moving towards a new partner. Or this could actually be literals. I always let people know that I view the Chariot as both a metaphorical and a literal, because you could be moving houses. Maybe something happens. Maybe the reason why you're looking back here is because, like, your landlord says, "Hey, I'm selling the house," or, "Hey, I'm not going to renew your lease," and so now you have to look forward. Um, and you're like, "Oh my God, I don't have XYZ," but don't worry about it, because you're going to be taken care of, right? Everything is going to work out in your favor. So as we go into August, you have the Six of Wands. There's a victory for you. And I want to point out, you have the Five and Six of Wands. So definitely in this, the later half of the year, there's going to be some movement towards something. It's Wands, so it's probably something very passionate. Again, this could be this new career. This could be a hobby. This could be a relationship. There's not a lot of cups here. Actually, there's no cups here. So this year, so 2024 for you is not going to be a balanced year. You're going to be very much focused on um, work um, and a lot more logical things. But this victory in August is going to feel really good. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, this feels perfect. I'm so happy. I can't believe that it took me this long to get here. And that's going to really lead you to, um, I think, I really feel like there's some revelations in August for you. Because as we come up here, again, you have the 8 and 9 of Pentacles, so there's definitely some movement. This time, it's gonna take most of the year for this movement to happen. But you have the 9 of Pentacles. This is you reaping what you've sown. This is you basking in your abundance. So this could be you getting a raise at work. This could be you getting a promotion. Maybe back in February, you're like, I need a promotion or I need to leave or I need to find a new job that's going to take care of me. And finally someone's like, oh my God, like, we do need you. Um, because of what happens, in April, May, and June, this could also be someone saying, hey, I read your book, or hey, I read your article, I read your blog, or I heard your demo, whatever. And I want to offer you a contract. I want to offer you, lots of money to come work with me. And you're like, yes, please. Um, so really in September, this is, it's kind of ironic because you got the 9 of Pentacles in the ninth month, um, which I think is really cool. Anyways, so there's that. And in the last quarter, which is October, November, and December, we have show the world the real you. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Um, far too often I think we hide ourselves. We try to be someone that we're not, and you're being told here, don't do it. So we start October with strength. Be brave. As you're starting to show people, like, okay, this is who I really am, there are going to be people who don't like you, and you have to be okay with that. And I definitely think that there's going to be um, part of this where you have to say, you know what? If you can't accept me for who I am, then I don't want you in my life. Or even if I am going through, I don't know why this just popped into my head. This is probably not for everyone. But if someone's telling you you're going through a phase, tell them, you know what? Even if I am going through a phase, it's your job to support me, not tell me I'm wrong. Um, and if they're telling you, like, if you've come out as part of the LGBTQIA community and they're telling you it's a phase, tell them to go away. So, as we enter November, there's the Five of Wands. Again, there's some conflict here. You might not necessarily be part of it, but you're gonna be. You might not be involved, but you're gonna be a part of it. Maybe someone's fighting because of you, or maybe someone really wants to spill the tea to you, and they're like, "Oh my God, can you believe so and so did this?" And you're like, "Yeah, actually, I can. I kind of told you about that." um, and then we move into December, where we have the Five of Swords. It can start to feel like a win or lose. So this conflict in November probably spills over into December, and this time you are drawn into it. You are involved, and it could feel like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna lose. Blah blah blah. And you're being told it's not win or lose. You have to make the right choice for you. Make sure you are taking care of you. Thank you, Group One. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like and share the video. Subscribe if you want. I'm a Group Two. As you can see, I've already pulled the cards. I'm kind of showing you around right now. So, in your reading, this is really, really interesting because I'm getting a lot of manifestation and I'm getting a lot of new beginnings for you. But these new beginnings are not all brand new. You got a lot of page energy. So, these are things that you've done before. You're quite aware of them. Perhaps you've even Perhaps you've even kind of done some of this stuff before, and you're kind of leveling up a little bit here. You do have one brand new meeting where you have to take a leap of faith towards the end of the year. I believe it's September. Uh, so, so yeah, this is a year for you of new beginnings. Um, and if I'm being quite honest, I've done quite a few 2024 readings for friends and family, and this is right now. This is the one I've resonated with the most. Um, so, so I think I'm a group too. Um, so hopefully we all have this wonderful, wonderful adventure together. Your underlying energy is the Nine of Wands, and don't let your past hold you back. So for me, the Nine of Wands talks about, you're burdened, you're really thinking about something very strongly. You're really like you want to let go, but you just can't. The wound is still fresh. This could be a literal wound or more probable a figurative, but you just can't let it go. You're like, oh my god, this is bull plucky. Um, I'm trying really hard to get monetized here, people. Anyway, so you're thinking it's bull plucky. You're thinking like, oh my god, why me? Why me? That's what I keep hearing. And what you're being told here with the Moonology is let it go. Like Elsa, just let it go and move on. Move to another kingdom. Move to another place where you're going to be happier, right? So don't let your past hold you back. Anything that's happened from December 31st, 2023, all the way back to the day you were born, I don't want to say it doesn't matter because clearly it does. But it should not be, it should inform your decision making, but it should not make your decisions. And so that distinction is, um, I was in an abusive relationship. And for a long time, I let that guide my decision making because I would not go out with anyone else. I would not date anyone because I was so scared of ending up in this, in the same situation. And now I'm like, okay, yes, I'm going to date another man. I'm willing to open my heart up. I'm willing to do this. But if I see these red flags, I'm going to have a decision to make. And I need to be making the right decision. So that's what I mean. Okay. We start January with the Chariot. So as I said to group, I think it was, I said it in group one. The Chariot is very much about moving. This could be literal or it could be figurative. We're not gonna gatekeep here. But in group two's case, in your case, I really feel like it's a mix of both. You could be moving. You could be moving houses. You could be moving cities. You could be moving states. Some of you might even be moving to a different country. Um, but this is where the journey begins. This is where you're starting the process, or you're on this journey already. Now, when I say that, you're moving, you're I don't mean that you're reaching your destination. What I mean is you're heading that way, you're heading there. And because you have all these new beginnings, I feel very strongly that, maybe it's your New Year's resolution, or maybe just sometime in January you're like, I gotta do this. I gotta make this move, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do the Oracle card. Um, Part of what's getting my reading is your Oracle cards. For January, February, and March, you have this energy is gaining momentum. So again, just because you're on the move does not mean that you are going to get to the destination in this month, but you are going to be heading there. You're going to um, have your eye on the prize, so to speak. In February, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is Capricorn, Taurus energy here. So if you are Capricorn or Taurus, February, you could be showing up for yourself. The only reason why I know this is because I'm a Capricorn. Anyways, but the Queen of Pentacles to me is always very much, she's very confident. She knows she has enough money, and she doesn't make decisions based on need. She does what she wants. So in this case, maybe you're thinking like, oh, I want to go see this movie, or I want to ask this person on a date, or I want to do this. And you're not going to be worried about the money. You're not going to be worried about the logical implications because you know those are handled. You're good. In March, you have the High Priestess. This is a time when you need to really reflect on yourself. You need to think about your spirituality. Um, Talk to your deity, talk to spirit, talk to the universe, and really ground yourself. And as someone who has really done the work and grounded myself in my spirituality and really trying to um, be better, it's difficult. And I'm not ever going to pretend otherwise because that would be a disservice to me, it would be a disservice to you, and I refuse to do it. I'm not going to be one of those tarot readers who, oh, everything's hunky dory and you're going to find the love of your life. Do I want that for you? Of course. But I'm going to tell you what the cards tell me. And so, what you're being called here for the High Priestess is to really ground yourself in your spirituality. Really think about what you believe. Because your faith is going to be tested. So, for April, May, and June, we have don't let pride get in your way. You could be dealing with a Leo, or you could be a Leo. Again, you don't have to be. But sometimes these zodiac signs just really pop out at me. So, as we're coming off of a March where you're kind of like grounding yourself and your spirituality, you have the Nine of Cups. So in April, you're going to get a lot of wish fulfillment. If you've been like, oh my gosh, I want my person, I want my partner, they could be coming in here. If you've been like, oh my gosh, I need a new job, I need a new life, it could be coming in here. Or you're going to start to see the seeds sprouting. Nine of Cups always talks about wish fulfillment for me. I don't typically read reversals, and this was not reversed, but even when it is reversed, it talks to me very much about wish fulfillment. But maybe you have to wait, or maybe you need to really firm up your manifestations. And the reason why I said that is because I do feel like some of you need to firm up your manifestations here. And you're hearing it in enough time, so by the time we get to April, your manifestations, your wishes will be more than ready, right? So in May, we have the Hermit. After your wish fulfillment, after this like really great month, you're gonna come in and you're gonna be like, okay, I need some time alone. I need to think. I need to work on my wisdom. I need to see things for what they are, because I feel like something is gonna feel too good to be true in April. Maybe that person is like, oh my gosh, I like you so much. I want to be with you. And you're like, I'm hearing things that are not making me happy, or I really need to think, because this is not what I expected. Expecting impossible. You didn't get that Moonology card, Group 1 did. But I'm hearing very strongly that you can have whatever you want. You just have to go for it. Okay? So in June, we have the Page of Wands. This feels to me like a level up of a relationship. If you're with somebody, this could be around the time when you're getting engaged. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you guys are moving in together. It could also be where you're starting to date. That's definitely a thing. Um, I feel very, very strongly here that this is a relationship level up. Ones can talk about hobbies and other passions like career and whatever. And I'm not saying that it's not possible. Um, but because I already know what July is, I'm kind of leaning more towards romance here. So for July, August, and September, we have Surrender to the Divine. So there's a major cycle coming to an end for you. It's going to be very tough. It's going to feel very bumpy. And you're being told, hey, trust your deity. Like, talk to your deity and say, like, why am I dealing with this? Why am I going through this? I thought this was supposed to be a good thing. Whatever, 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 right? Because you have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords talks very, very much about um, being curious, kind of leveling up in a education or a career. So here is where I think maybe you're getting a promotion. Maybe you're moving to a different company. If you were working for a smaller company, you could be going to a bigger company. If you were um, if you were looking for if you were working for, you saw my leg. If you were um maybe you went for a promotion and you didn't think you were going to get it, and then suddenly you do. That's the sort of thing that's going to happen here. um that's what's going to happen in July. In August, we're going to go with Temperance. So excuse me. So with Temperance, she's the best manifester in the deck. In my modern love deck, um, it's a picture of a family making cookies. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Because in August you're going to be manifesting, you need to know how to manifest, or how to manifest wisely. So, what you need to know here is when you're manifesting, you have to, it's okay to know that it's going to come in for you. And it's okay to be like, I'm excited. But it's not okay to hyper focus on it. So, using the cookie analogy that I brought up for my other deck, you could be thinking, like, oh, you know, I want my bank account to have 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever. Or I want to get married. Um, and again, if you're not leveling up your relationship here, that is definitely a good manifestation. I want my person, I want my partner. So just like with the cookie, you manifest, you say, okay, I want my person, and you tell your deity, you tell spirit, you tell the universe the ingredients you want. Manifesting is kind of, mixing it up and getting it ready, and releasing it to them is baking it, right? So yes, it's going to come to you. And I'm going to repeat that. Yes, it's going to come to you. You're going to be able to eat the cookie. You're going to have your person. But that doesn't need to be your focus. Your focus needs to be on manifesting and making it happen. So part of this is going to be, are you on the dating apps? If this is a person, are you looking for a new job? Are you if you're trying for a baby? This just came to me. If you're trying to have a baby, um, are you doing everything necessary to have a baby? If not, then that's what you need to do. Right after you manifest, and only do it for like 15 seconds. 15 seconds at a time. Release, and then, for making a baby, go seduce your partner. Um, if you're obviously hetero or in a hetero presenting relationship, um, if you're in a queer relationship, go to the doctor, talk to your partner, and say like, "This is what I want," blah blah blah. If you want to be a single parent, all you got to do then is go to the doctor. No judgment here. I love everybody. Um, so as we leave August, I spent a lot of time in August. I'm so sorry. Um, in September we have the Fool. You need to take this leap of faith. There's a brand new beginning. The Fool kicks off. The Fool kicks off the entire tarot adventure. So this is something where you are starting a new adventure. This could be a new relationship, a new romance. This could be a new business. Again, this could be a baby. Whatever it is that you've been manifesting and you're wanting, you gotta take this leap of faith. And know that you're gonna be protected. The divine, your deity, this universe, spirit, they're not gonna let you get hurt. Okay, so please, please, please do what you need to do to make this happen for yourself, because I just feel like it's gonna be so wonderful. So, in the last quarter, October, November, and December, we have a win-win outcome is forecast. So, literally, this is the Wheel of Fortune. In the last part of the year, you can do no wrong. Everything is going to turn to gold. And you're going to feel very, very good. In October, you have the Empress. You're being called really to take care of yourself, nurture your manifestations, nurture those around you, because the more we nurture, the better things are going to be. Okay. In November, we have the Five of Pentacles. This is a common thing in the 2024 readings I've been doing. Around the holidays, there's going to be some conflict. This is going to maybe you're going to be jealous. Like, why does this person get a love and I don't? Because yours is on the way. So instead of being jealous, instead of looking, allowing yourself to go down that path of negativity, remember you're manifesting what you want. And this conversely could be someone jealous of you, like, why do they get their business and where mine failed, why are they succeeding? Well, it's because you put in the work, the effort, you've done the network, you've done what you've needed to do. So if someone comes to you jealous, just be like, you know what, I'm more than happy to help you, but you need to be respectful. And I really feel like I need to reiterate, be respectful. And finally, in December, we have the Moon. So you faced your fears. Again, in November, it could be someone jealous of you, but I really feel like you're gonna be looking at someone like, I want this, or I don't want to end up like this. And so you're gonna really face your fears, and things are really gonna start to turn around for you. Things are really gonna change, and it's going to be so much better for you. Let me know what you think. Hit the comments. I know I mentioned a couple, Leo, Capricorn, Taurus. Let me know in the comments if you're dealing with someone with any of those signs in their chart, or if you are. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you want. Hello, my group 3. Welcome to your reading. I'm just going to give you a quick pass around. So if group 1 was going through a change that was a little bit more inward, and group 2 was kind of done with the change and moving towards their new cycles, you guys are unfortunately the group where you're going to be very outwardly changing. There's going to be a lot of A lot of shifting, a lot of things happening. I'm not saying that you're still in, if we're in a bad cycle. I'm not saying that you're stuck in this bad cycle. What I am saying is that you're in a transition and you're going to see a lot of things happen. You have the tower, you have a lot of choices to make. Um, Usually, when a lot of twos pop up like this, that does tell me that there's going to be some sort of transition. You also have a lot of movement. Let me see if I can find it again. I know the devil in the tower. Um, for like the middle of the year, you're going to be seeing a lot of shifting. There's going to be a lot of moving. This is part of your destiny. This is something that was always meant to happen and take place. Um, you have the 4 and 5 of Pentacles. This is only like April and May. So this transition is going to be very quick. It could be a little bit painful, but it's very necessary to take you into the next step. Um, and actually, you have the 3, 4, and 5 of Pentacles. So this is a level up. There's still movement. The major change is going to happen in April and May. But the level up is going to happen probably closer to the end of the year. So this could be a new job or something like this. I just looked at the timer here, and it was 222. So again, this is very much resonating. Um, at least on my part, as like I'm on the right track and whatever, because obviously twos, decisions to make. 222 in angel numbers, I believe, is your guides helping you. Your guides coming to you and saying like, "Hey, you need to make this choice." Um, I'd have to look it up again though. Anyways, so you've got a good look here. I gave you kind of the gist of what's going to be happening. Your underlying energies are the Page of Cups, and the answers you need are coming. So you could be starting a new relationship. Underlying energies are going to last until about January. Um, so you could be starting a new relationship, uh, or maybe like a crush is developing. If this isn't about a crush, this is definitely about maybe this is like an ex coming back and saying like, "Hey, I want to be with you." Like, and again, I don't like ex back readings, um, because I just don't believe in going back to the past. But if you do, this could be an ex coming back. Um, Maybe you're wondering like, "Oh, is my partner going to propose, or am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to whatever?" And the answer is definitely yes. And you're probably going to get this answer relatively soon. So for January, February, and March, you have your hard work is paying off. Um, this is really cool because you have it in um, it's a Capricorn energy, and you have it for January, right? So the Seven of Swords, you're looking back at the past. Maybe you're looking back at what you did this year for your company, um, or you're looking back at what you did this year for people, and you're like, "I'm not getting anything. Why do I keep trying? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm so upset right now." What you're being told is don't look back at the past because you're gonna miss a trap that's being set for you right now. So if you keep saying, "Well, I did this and I did that," and you didn't recognize me, that's what somebody wants you to do because they want you to fail. They want you to be set up. So instead of focusing on the past, look at the future. This is more than likely something to do with work. Swords usually, I would argue, swords usually is more logical. This could be definitely like a group project at school or something to do with school. But I just really feel like um, I really feel like it is work related. In February, you have a choice to make. Maybe you're gonna have a promotion, um, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't know, how much longer I want to stay at this company. You could have a job offer coming in, and you're like, well, I feel really bad leaving my work friends, but and you're being told you have to make this choice. Don't make it based on emotion. You have swords in January, you have swords in December. This has to be a very logical decision. Like, okay, um, one thing I'm hearing too is don't look just at money because you have three pinnacles, but this is one of those things where I think you're gonna have to compare and contrast. Maybe your current job pays you 50,000, and this new job is gonna offer you 60,000, but you don't get any of the benefits. Um, or maybe the new job is a contract, and you're not actually an employee, so they don't have to give you any of the benefits. So those are things you're gonna have to really consider. As a freelancer, I can say I much prefer being a freelancer, but I get the stability of a job and a traditional job and all of that. Oh, I just threw your July. Anyway, in March, you have the devil. Someone is trying to manipulate you. Someone is trying to betray you. Someone is trying to get you gone. Um, this could be a lover, or this could be someone connected to your partner. This could be someone at work. Um, this could be a friend, honestly. I'm hearing rumors are gonna start really populating. Like, oh, she's sleeping with so and so, or he's doing this with so and so. It, it's probably not gonna be true. Um, but it's gonna cause a lot of trouble. It's gonna cause a lot of, and you're really gonna have to stand up for yourself here. For some of you, this could be like you need to do some shadow work, particularly with what's coming in April. Um, it could be a combination of both. Maybe someone is trying to cause some trouble, and you got to do some shadow work to figure out why you've kept them around for so long. My feeling here is if this is a coworker, they're jealous of you. They want to knock you off because you're viewed very highly. If this is a friend, um, it's very likely that they're trying to seduce your partner. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, it sounds dramatic, it sounds like a soap opera, but that's what I'm picking up. For April, May, and June, you have a fiery climax approaches. So, especially with what I just said about March, I would expect whatever the situation is to really reach ahead by June. um, and you're going to be really tested. Um, so when we're looking at April, you have the Four of Pentacles. Change wants to come in. This rebirth wants to happen, but you're not letting it. You're holding on too tightly and you need to let go. I'm going to say that once again because I really feel like it's important to stress this. Change and rebirth wants to come in, but you're holding on to something too tightly and you won't let go. You want things to stay the same, and they cannot stay the same. 2024 is not a year where things are going to stay the same for you. How things change will be up to you. So in May, I love that you got the Five of Pentacles, and May is the 5th month. I know it's silly. I don't care. um, so in May, you have the Five of Pentacles. Whatever the situation is, it's starting to stress you out, and you're like, why does that person get to be happy? why do I have to go through this and they don't? And that's a mindset that needs to be thought about because you don't know what someone else is going through, right? Um, Even if you're as close as can be with somebody, that doesn't mean you know them completely. So be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Um, with the situation coming to a head, I really feel like you could just say, you know what, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get my fresh start. Over here in June, I think the climax is probably gonna happen probably in April, maybe into May. So in June, you're being called to meditate. Think about what it is you want. Think about what it is that happened, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then let it go. I realize that's easier said than done, but the sooner you let it go, the better off you're going to be. Again, going back to April here, you have to let go. You have to let things go. Even going back to March where you have that shadow work. Doing this rooting is not easy, but it is so miraculous and you're going to feel so much better when you do. In July, you you have the Two of Wands. You have the whole world in your hands. You just have to figure out where you want to go. Yes, I censored myself. And before I get too far into July, have faith in your dreams. So here, what you're being told is, um, you know, in I think it was group one, I said, if you want to be a writer, a New York Times bestseller, that's perfect. Decide to go there and start heading that way. If you want to be a singer, record the song and start getting the demo out. Use SoundCloud, use whatever. You use YouTube for goodness sake, but get it out there because you have to do the work, and that's what this is telling you. Decide what you want to do. Decide what in the world you want, and start moving that way. Because in August you have the Tower. I read the Tower much differently than other readers. Other readers say, "Oh, there's no way you could have known this was happening. This is going to be a shock to you." No, it's not. Okay? So in this, you see the lightning. You know it's lightning out. You know there's some sort of storm. And here is the truth of the matter. You know it's possible. You don't think it's going to happen. So it's not that you don't know, it's you don't expect. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I totally get it. But you do know that this change is coming. You know something's going to happen. If this is something connected to the earlier in the year and, your partner was cheating or you were cheating and you get found out, or, your coworker is spreading these rumors or your friend is spreading these rumors about you, this is where you're like, okay, you know what? No. And here's what I always say. I believe change is twofold. Out with the bad and with the good. So when I had been seeing a guy, we broke up, and then I met I met a new crew. I met new friends who have really supported me, who have really just opened my eyes to things I could be doing better, right? And so it's going to be the same type of thing for you. In September, we have the Chariot. Each group has had the Chariot in some form, or in some place in their readings. So I've said this two other times, and I'm going to say it for you guys as well. Group 3. The Chariot it is movement. It can be literal or it can be figurative. For you guys, I think this is going to be literal. I really feel like you're moving jobs, you're moving houses, because everything else in your reading has been so definitive. This is very like, I'm getting this new beginning, I'm getting this whatever, and you're just not giving enough. I'm not swearing yet because I want to get monetized. Um, but you're definitely gonna in September. You're definitely gonna be heading towards this new life. This is not a metaphorical type of thing. This is you will be moving towards a new life, whether you want to or not. I really feel like again this is destiny, so you're being dragged. If even if you're kicking and screaming, you're being dragged to this. For the end of the year, October, November, and December, you have Be Bold and Make the First Move. So you have the Three of Pentacles in October. Um, this is very social. This is, you could be getting to know your new coworkers. Minnow Pond Tarot always says dream work makes the team work, or teamwork makes the dream work. Um, Someone's going to take that out of context and make me look like an idiot. That's okay, though. Anyways, um, so you could be meeting new coworkers, you could be meeting new friends, you could be working, you could be manifesting. Surprisingly, you don't have any manifesting cards. Neither did group one. But you could be working with the universe and saying like, this is what I want, this is where I want to go. Help me, guide me there because I really need help right now. In November, you have the Five of Wands. Each group during this time has had some sort of conflict here. And this is no exception. Um, I don't get the feeling that you're necessarily part of the conflict at first. I do think you're going to be drawn into it as November goes by, and possibly into December, because in December you have the Ten of Swords. You are feeling like, oh my god, this is too much. I don't know what to do. But here's the thing: 10 is the end. So even when you're at your lowest and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, you do. There's some reserve of strength, there's some sort of idea that comes to you. And when that idea comes to you, that's when you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. And then you're going to start this new adventure. 2025, I have no idea why I'm saying this, but I feel like 2025 is going to be much easier for you.